first talk about what to eat, because what not to eat are plenty. So what to eat? So there are two types of carbohydrates, and remember, carbohydrates are the key to maintaining your shape and size. Lower carbs means you are depleting your fat layer quicker, and higher carbs means you are increasing your fat layer. So that is how it translates to eventually in terms of your body. So what do we eat? Eat food that can be easily digested. So what are the things that are easily digested? The easily digestible foods are the high carb foods. So those are the type of foods that you need to consume when you are eating somewhere around, say, your lunch or your snacks. Right? Eat very small amounts of very easily digestible food, and those I do not mean snacks in terms of the junk food. We'll come to that later. So I mean easily digestible food are the simple carbohydrates that quickly dissipate into your bloodstream, that are like your rice, roti kind of stuff, your bread. Different types of breads are there. Rice is there, roti is there. You can have paratha. So all these things, because these are the things that are usually available when you are home and you are not having access to the outside world too much. So you can have a bit of it. Not that you are hungry means I'll have 10 rotis with some dahi and achar and all. It doesn't work. Just a bit. Sometimes during snack times, what we consider as snacks, we actually misinterpret thirst as hunger. So it is not necessary that it is like you're actually hungry. You have an empty stomach can also mean you have space for actually a liquid and not solid food. Try having a glass of water. One glass is enough. One glass doesn't mean this smaller glass. Your regular tumblers that you have for dining. So that should be good. Have that. If you still feel hungry, then that means that you're genuinely hungry. Then you have that piece of roti or bread, or have dairy products. Dairy products do not mean cheese and butter, but I mean milk or curd. But everything in a very small quantity. When I say chocolate, it should be one small tiny bite of chocolate. When I say roti or bread, just one piece of it and not the entire pack. So, and what about your major meals? Your major meals should have a complex carbohydrate, things that are difficult to digest. So difficult to digest would mean it is either high in fiber quantity, like you have your most vegetables and most, actually at least 60% of the fruits, or you can have foods like the pulses and the cereals again, but not all types. So they are also pulses primarily, like the dals that we have, different chana, the rajma, and all this stuff that we have. That can also help keep you filled up for a very long time. Because milk has splendid effect on the body, unless you are lactose intolerant, and now it will be difficult to find lactose-free milk. But have milk, at least a glass of milk every day can do wonders. Then there are the whole foods. Like when I say whole foods, I do not mean whole in terms of the type of food. What I mean is whole foods in terms of all the different types of nutrition that can be, or nutrients that are available in that food. So one such is milk, of course, and followed by banana. It's a super good whole food. Have it. A glass of milk and a banana can be perfect combination. One, I have already said you cannot eat too much of food that is easily digestible. And second, I am saying you're not supposed to eat too much of complex carbohydrates. So what do you really eat? You eat small quantities of simple carbohydrates and a small quantity of complex carbohydrates, such that your tummy is not full. It is not full. It has space for food, so that you can have a snack maybe 3 hours after your lunchtime. Make a space for snacks after at least in a gap of 3 hours from lunch, and have a healthy snack. Like I said, like you can have a bite of a chocolate also if it works, but if not, have a healthy snack. You can have a salad. It's a very nice peanut salad if needed. But again, like a peanut salad can be tasty and addictive, not a bowl full, a handful. That is enough. So you need to know your limits, and you need to define your own limits. Nobody else can help you except you yourself. Further away you go in the day, towards night, towards sleep time, you should reduce your intake of complex carbohydrates, because your body activity while at home is not much. You are not moving around. Even if you are going to work, you are driving, you are running around in the office or whatever, like, but you are always in a state of unrest. That keeps your body cycle or body the counter moving. But if you are not doing it, you are at home, even if you're doing household work, those are routine. When you do routine work, your body doesn't burn calories, it saves calories. Vegetables are a mix of simple and complex carbohydrates. Like, the more colorful a vegetable is, it has both those brilliant nutrients like minerals and vitamins, which help your body synthesize a lot of good things internally. So you need those. So the more the color in a vegetable, the better it is for you, the richer it is in terms of nutrition. All talk about cholesterol density in the body, and that's the killer, right? So cholesterol is the killer. It causes heart disease, kidney diseases. It can cause a liver failure, and if either of the liver or the kidney fails, your body is all but toxin, nothing else, because these are the two filters in the body. We have two types of things that we normally consider when we talk about cholesterol. One is the LDL, the low density lipoproteins, and the high density lipoproteins, the HDL. LDLs are those type of lipoproteins which carry, because cholesterol cannot be assimilated in blood, it needs a carrier to reach from liver to the end tissue. So the LDLs do that function of carrying the cholesterol from your liver to whichever tissue it needs to go to. So when you have plenty of LDLs in the body, are lipoproteins. Lipoproteins means a lipid and a protein. It's a fat and a protein together. Where do you get it from? You get it from those things, the trans fats. It will increase the quantity of lipoproteins in the body. So the lipoproteins the LDL will keep carrying cholesterol into different parts of the body, but then the body will not receive it because it does not require any further. That is when where does this go then? It cannot assimilate in blood. It stays on the blood, and slowly it starts sticking onto your blood vessels. That is how you get a lot of, like, why do you do an angioplasty really? Because the blood vessel thickens so much, and then you need to do a bypass or an angioplasty or things like that, where you need a good channel for blood to flow, a free channel for blood to flow. So this is what trans fats can do. So avoid everything or things, right? If not avoid, at least eat in very, very low quantities. Things that are packaged, anything that is packaged, starting from a biscuit, a cookie, to the biggest packaging things like your processed meats and all. Avoid. Everything has trans fat. Everything. Some have low, some have more, but they actually have trans fat in some level or the other. Typical time gap that you need to maintain between your three major meals. Okay. So let me quickly tell you, breakfast and lunch ke beech mein, you need to have at least 4 to 6 hours of gap. Minimum 4 hours, maximum 6 hours.
Okay.
Similarly, between lunch and dinner, you should have 6 to 8 hours gap.
Okay.
And between dinner and next day breakfast, you need to have about 10 to 12 hours break.
Okay.
So if you can maintain this window, I think you are sorted.